everybody, this is Amanda from Story in Stone. I hope you are well. We are here today for the December 2024 reading for the month. Can you believe it? The last reading for this year. I just want to say before we begin that this is a general reading for the collective, so it may not resonate with you, and if it doesn't, that's okay. If it does, I would love to hear your feedback or your experiences, so please feel free to share in the comment section below or DM me if you don't want to make your comments public. Okay, the card set we are using today is the Light Seer. Sorry, just trying to get that. There we go. The Light Seer Pocket Tarot Deck by Chris Ann. Okay, so I've already drawn the cards today because really you don't want to watch someone tuning in and playing cards. And looking at it, there's a couple of challenges, well, people would look at them as challenges, but they're actually in the opportunity section. So, but otherwise it's going to be a really quite a positive and prosperous month, which is great. Okay, so in the overview section, we have for December the Seven of Cups and the Four of Wands. Now, the Seven of Cups is always about having to make a decision. So you will have multiple opportunities or multiple options to choose from. However, some of these options, maybe nearly all of them, are very unrealistic. Like, oh, I have the option of yachting around the world in my super yacht and visiting places that I've only dreamed of visiting, when in reality you don't even own a little rowboat. So this month you need to look at the options that you have or the opportunities that you have, and you need to decide which ones are more realistic. Which ones are the ones that are going to get you to where you want to go. That can maybe work up to the other opportunities that you have or that you think you have, but really they're pretty unlikely to manifest because they're not in alignment with where you are at the moment. The Four of Wands is all about kicking back and celebrating the successes of your past year, celebrating with friends and family, coming together with kindred souls or kindred people or even just family and celebrating, which obviously we have to have one of those cards because we are at the end of the year, and for a lot of us here in the Southern Hemisphere, it is part of our culture to celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah and all those other celebrations, and to generally take holidays because we are coming into summer in just a few days. So this month is really a good month to get together with people, especially people that you haven't seen for a while, and just really kick back and celebrate about how far you've come since January at the beginning of this year. When I drill down into the detail, I can see that we have the Moon, which is a major arcana card, and we have the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands is all about following your passions and following your motivations and really getting out there and just living life to the fullest. You know, they've just got so much positive energy. They really, if you meet a Knight of Wands, you really get inspired by the way they behave and their personality. So this is saying, get inspired. When you have to go back and make those decisions, what of those decisions are in line with who you are now and what passions you're following now and what motivates you. So it's really good to find that energy from within and bring it to the front so that you can really make the best decision for you going forward, especially as we're going into 2025, which I will do a video about that in the coming month. Now, the Moon. The Moon is maybe not celebratory. Most people wouldn't look at it as the Moon card as celebratory, but actually what it's talking about is, yes, you've got all this joy and celebration and all this positive, happy energy coming around you, but don't forget to go within. Don't forget to be in touch with your intuition, especially going back again to those decisions of what opportunities you want to take next. It's really saying you need to be in touch with your intuition, and in some cases you need to be in touch with your shadow side. Now, if you've listened to any of my other readings, you'll know that your shadow side is usually things that you don't like about yourself. But it can also be things that we've repressed to make our lives easier. And it usually stems from things that we were told in childhood, like don't be so vivacious, don't be so loud, you laugh too funnily, all those sort of things. You're not a joker, so just be serious and all that sort of stuff. So we sort of hide those authentic things about ourselves just to make our life easier and to protect ourselves. So that can be part of your shadow self work as well, is bringing some of that back out and showing people that authentic part of you. And in some cases, that is a rather celebratory moment when you release the need to repress, because that takes so much energy, repressing who you actually are. And to finally not have to do that, that is just an amazing feeling. So yeah, we're going to want to stay in touch with our intuition when we're making decisions, but also we're going to want to maybe still do some shadow work and release those parts of ourselves that we've kept repressed for such a long time so that we become more authentic. Okay, so when we look at the challenges for this month, which is really weird, the cards that I've got in the challenge section are both really positive, and the cards I've got in the opportunity section are not as positive. And one card in particular, most people would, if they get it, they go, oh no. It's not the Tower card. Okay, so going back to our challenges, we have two major arcana cards. We have the Empress and we have Judgment. Now, the Empress is all about new beginnings. She's about fertile, rich projects, land, birth. She's about anything that is luxurious and earthy and fertile. And she is saying to us, this is a really, really prosperous time to be starting new projects or taking advantage of new opportunities. The challenge might be going back to making the decision and making sure that you make the best decision for yourself. So that could be the challenge, because the energy is all there saying, yep, this is a really great time for doing that. The Judgment card is about, well, it can be about judging. Are you being too judgmental of other people? Are you being too judgmental of yourself? And if you are, why do you do that? And how can you stop and just let people live as long as they're not doing harm to anybody else? The Judgment card also talks about spiritual awakening. So there could be this epiphany that you have, especially because we have the Moon card in the details section of this spread as well. So there could be a real awakening for you. And the challenge will be not to get lost in that. You know, often you'll find really spiritual people are not so good in other areas of their life. And that goes for all types of people as well. But because we're talking about spiritual stuff here, I'm going to use that when you just focus on your spiritual, you never end up manifesting anything in your life, because you're always up in your head, you're always up in the clouds thinking of things, but you never actually bring it down and ground it into yourself so that you can take aligned action. So this talks about being aware of that spiritual epiphany that you could have, and making sure that it doesn't become the focus of your month. That you embed it into yourself. Yes, you take notice of it, journal about it, reflect on it, even talk to your mentor or someone that you can trust, but don't let it be the be all of this month. You need to have connection with people, and that comes across in the Four of Wands. It comes across in the Knight of Wands. The Wands suit naturally are a very sociable type of people. And very sociable situations. So this is saying don't hide yourself away doing your spiritual work when you should be out celebrating and meeting people. Because also, sorry, they're just telling me now, also there could be a possible person that you meet that can help you further on your spiritual journey, or can help you with your opportunities that you have coming up. So it's really pertinent that you don't get lost in new beginnings and spiritual awakenings, that yes, you can feel them and experience them, but don't let them be the be all and end all of your December. Okay, finally we are up to the last section, which is opportunities. Now, the opportunities are both sword cards. Sword cards are not my favorite suit. We have the Six of Swords and we have the Three of Swords. Now, for people who have tarot readings or read the tarots themselves, most people will go, oh, the Three of Swords. It usually means betrayal, heartbreak, sadness, deep grief, all that sort of stuff. There really is no positive side to it. So why is it in the opportunities? Because it's sitting with the Six of Swords, the Six of Swords is about hope. It's about leaving an untenable situation and looking forward to new discoveries, being hopeful of a new future without whatever shit has been going on in the background. So when this happens, we often find that we do feel heartbroken, especially if you're giving something up that you know no longer works for you, but at the basis of it is not bad. Does that make sense? So maybe giving up a friendship that you know has run its course, that can be heartbreaking. And this card is saying to me, take the opportunity to grieve. We all need to grieve. Even if we know that these things no longer serve us and we need to let them go, we still need to grieve through the process. This is how we do our endings. This is how you get closure, especially if you're not the one doing the closing or doing the releasing. So this to me is saying, as an opportunity, it's okay to grieve. Do it, be it, feel it, cry, scream, punch a pillow, you know. Do whatever you need to do to feel that grief, to feel that release of that grief. And use your journal. I know that I harp on about journaling. It is one of the best things that you can do for yourself, is getting a journal. Journal about how you're feeling. Journal about how you're releasing. Do the releasing ceremonies. Do the forgiveness ceremonies if it's you that has been betrayed. Okay, now also they're also talking about you might be betraying yourself. Is this something that you're lying about to yourself? Time to be honest with it. Time to be awake. Time to give yourself that opportunity to go, you know what? I'm full of shit. That's never going to happen. Or I've been telling myself lies and I need to just face up to the fact that this is the reality of the situation right here, right now. So it's also saying this is an opportunity to be totally honest with yourself. Do you want to be in that friendship? Do you want to be in that job? Do you want to be in that relationship? Be honest with yourself, because the Six of Swords is saying that it's okay to let these things go that are no longer working for you, and to turn and look forward and be hopeful for a new future, for a new environment to go to if you're leaving an area that is not the safest or not the best for you. So that's about it for this month's reading. Now, I normally do another little reading, don't I? Just to see if the universe has any more. And I haven't actually got the cards down. So let me just go and get some more cards and we'll do a quick little what other information has the universe got for us. Okay, I'm back. I've picked out another pocket oracle. It's Colette Baron-Reid's The Spiritual Animal Oracle. Hoping you can see that. And I'm just going to ask, I have shuffled the cards and cleared their energy, and I've had some drop on the ground, which means that they are not for us today. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards and ask, what further guidance does the universe have for us for the month of December 2024? Okay, so we've got upright, snake spirit, time to heal. We've got bee spirit, I love bees, sweet results await. And finally, we have a card in protection, the nightingale spirit is love is all around. So we've got those 3 cards as extra guidance from the universe, and I'm just going to read them out for you. Okay, so we have snake spirit. Okay, so snake spirit was upright. So it says, all of us need healing at times, and when snake spirit appears, it is time to repair, renew, and replenish yourself and your vulnerable heart. So this one is linking back to the 3 of Swords and possibly the 6 of Swords as well. So this is your opportunity for December. Self-care and maintenance work are needed so that your vitality can arise. Give yourself the space to nourish your own well-being. Vulnerability is necessary for friendships and partnerships to work, which means all of us will have tender emotions at times. Be gentle with yourself and others now. Shed the past and step into a new way of being, for vitality is rising in you. This might be a good time to honor the work you have done to heal, grow, and repair any damage within you, within those you care about, and within your community. Celebrate together how far all of you have come in your healing journey and all that you have created. Unburden yourself of anything that no longer supports wellness, prosperity, positive relationships, and well-being, and open the door for healing to occur. So this is also about clearing the deck, looking at how far you've come, looking how far you've come as maybe a family or a community, depending on your living situation, and seeing what needs to still be released and cleared, and making amends for anything that you may have done within your community or your family that didn't really serve the greater good. So that's really pertinent with the 3 of Swords, the opportunity that you have, but also in regards to the 4 of Wands, which was all about, if you remember, celebrating and meeting up with family or kindred spirits. Okay, so the next card is your bee spirit. It was also upright, and it was sweet results await. So the bee spirit's message is that sweet rewards are on their way if you are willing to get your ego out of the way. Bee spirit knows not to let a sense of being separate. Bee spirit knows not to let a sense of being separate get in the way of a good thing. Spirit is always producing honey. Miracles and magic are everywhere. When you connect with the great hive, you are vibrating and buzzing in exquisite harmony with all. Bee spirit asks that your focus be on connectivity. Your body, heart, soul, and psyche experience total interconnectedness and a true integration when you self-forget, when you remember that you are part of a greater unified consciousness. Bee spirit wants you to remember that your part in the divine partnership with the conscious universe is being rewarded, even if you can't see that yet, and asks that you share your good fortune, as there is plenty of honey for all. Be a part of the larger whole, the force that brings forth all that is sweet and delightful. So this really talks about, once again, about that 4 of Wands energy, where you celebrate your successes and not be ashamed or frightened to celebrate them with the people that you love. Often we sometimes hide our successes because we don't want people who maybe weren't as successful as us feel bad about themselves. So we often hide those things, and really the best thing that we can do is be a role model for others by being truthful and authentic and sharing our successes in a way that doesn't make people feel worse than what they should. Okay, so lastly we have the nightingale spirit. So I'll put my glasses back on so I can see. Okay, and this was in protection. So it says, the darker the skies, the more it seems the dawn will never appear. But nightingale spirit is here to remind you that the sun will shine again. You will soon feel the love and notice the abundance that surrounds you. Sing now, put on some music, or simply sing in the empty space, for finding the light within and giving it voice will give rise to hope and help. You begin to hear the call of another who, like you, was beginning to fear the light would never come. Bring the light into the darkness with love from within. Give it voice and know that daybreak will be here soon. So this card is really harking back to the Three of Swords. Knowing that we're letting go of stuff that no longer resonates with us, that we no longer need in our life, and that can be really heartbreaking, and sometimes it can even put us into what they call a dark night of the soul. So this card is saying, just remember that wherever there is dark, there is always going to be light, and you can help bring this light into the darkness by giving it a voice, basically. Okay, so that is it for today. That is it for December 2024. I hope you have a really great month. I will try and get back for the mid-month catch-up. I'm not making any promises though, because I have a really jam-packed December. But if I don't, I just want to say, for those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. I want all of you to have a safe and happy New Year. Please be careful out there. Don't do anything stupid. And I will see you in the next video. Bless you.